What is up, metalheads? What is up? It is Heavy Metal Pokemon here, bringing you week 2 of the WPA. That is the World Pokemon Association. Pretty sure that's what it stands for. I should go with that. All right, so week 1 we got stalled out. Like I said, no hard feelings against Lazy Ghost. Yeah, that was, he did what he thought he had to do to preserve the differential, just not knowing how everyone played. But like I said, in the end, had he done what I had suggested, he would have, came out with Scissors with some more kills, and then the same differential, but it's better process. Anyways, so here we are. We're going into week 2. I prepped up a really good team. I think for this week, really strong. My biggest problem is Mega Mamoswine. Don't have much of a switch in for it. I have pretty much Nidoqueen and Tapu Fini, but Tapu Fini also runs train through this man's team. So, like, what do you do? So we're running offensive Tapu Fini this week. Calm Mind, Moonblast, Scald, Knockoff. Why are you asking Knockoff? Because there's a P2. So he's going to bring in the P2 to try and wall my Tapu Fini, but I'm going to knock off his Eviolite, and he can't Toxic or Status me because of terrain. Success, right? Genius. Okay, cool. Crognal is a quick little bugger with Freeze Dry, so we can hit both Palkia and kill the Lando, which is nice. Charty Berry, in case he is Scarfed and a Rock Slide me, just, normally would take me out. I will eat that with my setup and then kill him, so that's cool. Defensive Nidoqueen, like I said, is my only real switch in for Mega Mamoswine. Depending on what he brings, we should be able to take any one move, unless he doesn't have a super effective move like Ice Fang or something like, something like that. So if he doesn't bring anything, I don't, like Ice Punch, whatever, some ice move, Earthquake. I don't think he gets Earthquake. If it did, I think it would be broken. So anything like that. We have a Choice Scarf Hydreigon with enough speed to outspeed his whole team, barring anything that's Scarf, because anything that's going to be Scarf is probably going to outspeed me anyways, because his team was relatively quicker than mine in some aspects. So anything that he brought, like a Scarf, like Bucephalon, would outspeed me, and Scarf Bucephalon gets walled by me unless he's able to hit every Focus Blast and kill. So there we go. We got Zygarde with Leftover Sub, Extreme Speed, Outrage, and 1,000 Arrows. So that's going to be good. We can sub up on the Mawile Sucker Punch and then proceed to 1,000 Arrows it into next week. And then we have Choice Crush Carracostas. Once the Bucephalon's gone, or the Electros is gone, and the Lando's gone, I can Earthquake everything into oblivion. If that is not the case, I can close combat everything else. Lando won't like it, so he brings a team of Electros, Porygon 2, Lando, Palkia, Mega Mamoswine, and Bucephalon. Bucephalon's a back sprite because I couldn't get the front sprite to work because it was looking all dumb. So, but enough with that. Let's get right into this. I forgot. Let's set up the speed. 1.5. Go away and let us begin. So I'm gonna lead with my my Crognal. I thought it seemed like the best lead. Toxic something. Get rid of Landorus if he wants to bring that in. So that's why I decided to go with that, right? So bring that in. He's not gonna expect it or something like that. I don't know. I could do something, recover, anything. I also have knockoff on this too, so that way that P2 comes in, I can just knock it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and Toxic this thing, whittle it down. It's probably AV, so he's gonna U-turn. If he had Drain Punch, he probably expected me to switch into something. So U-turn was nice. He's gonna go out into the Mawile. He's gonna intimidate me. That's fine. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into my only real counter of this thing. That's Natricula, the whatever this thing is. I pretty much gave this thing a free SD. Problem with that is he's slow, so I would still be able to take a +2 hit, so, and kill with that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to Earth Power here just to see if he wants to stay in. It's going to do 0 to this thing. I'm going to go ahead and taunt it here on this turn. I don't want him doing any shenanigans. He's going to go ahead and try and use Trick Room. I didn't see that before, so so I'm going to switch out into my Tapu Fini. I'm like, okay, this is the Mon to bring in. He's going to go ahead and try attack. That's going to do a hefty amount to me. I'm going to go ahead and knock off here to get rid of this thing's Eviolite. That Sheer Horse try attack is hurting a lot. But getting rid of this thing is superb here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Moonblast now. Boop! And that's going to just go down a little. Now, I probably should have started just setting up Combines here. Because he can't status me due to Sheer Horse. And then I think it would have been in a better spot, because then I can kind of just, you know, healed and everything like that and been in a better position. He's going to send out Jay, the Mawile. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Scald here. It's the best thing I can do. He's going to head and play rough. He does connect, and that takes out my Tapu Fini, which is fine. That's going to disappear from the battlefield. We're going to go out into Natricula, the one thing that walls this thing. We see that he switches out because he knows he can't take that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw up some rocks here of our own. That's going to start damaging the team. And we're going to find out that this Palkia is actually a bulky jerk with Trick Room. So like, great. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to stay in and I'm going to click Dark Pulse. It seems like the best move, the most neutral play. He did predict that and went into this. I have to switch out here because Play Rough kills 98,000% of the time. He's going to have and reveal the Ice Punch though. So that sucks. So this is just going to go down here. Boom. I just kind of have to sack off things to this until the Trick Room is done. So I'm going to send out Wasp here. Because that's like all I could do is just kind of sacrifice stuff because I outspeed everything. So the Trick Room ends here. I'm going to send out my Dragon Force. I'm going to set up the sub here. He's going to withdraw. He's going to go out into Zappy here. Going to take some rocks. I'm going to sub. I'm going to get my lefties. He's going to take his Toxic. And then I can proceed to spam 1,000 arrows. Boom. So I'm like, I'm setting up really good. So he, you know, he didn't attack, which was cool. So he didn't expect that, which was nice. The sub really caught him off guard. I'm like, yes, we're right here. We're right behind the sub. I checked the calcs. I'm like, okay, this thing should die. It's going down. I'm just going to Outrage right here. No, lives on a freaking sliver. Lives on a sliver. And now I'm stuck into Outrage. Now this wouldn't be so bad. Whoa. This wouldn't be so bad if I only got the 2-turn Outrage. This wouldn't actually be so bad if I got the 2-turn Outrage. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Outrage. That's going to go down. Right? If I got this, I could switch out. But he's going to Ice Punch and I can't because I'm stuck into that 3rd turn Outrage. So I'm going to go out into this here. He's going to Ice Punch. And I just have to sack everything again to this. Now, I am very bulky. I only have like 44 speed. So I was hoping I could lift because I had a lot. I mean, I had a lot of HP. And the Ice Punch just takes me out. So that was it. Just a nice, clean sweep of my team. Here, let's go back and watch Chimera just drop. Hey, look, I got the WPA logo this time. So, that's it. That's our week. That's our week 2. We got 6-0'd by a Mawile in the trick room. All because he lived on that much. That much of a KO. Like, we had that game in the bag right there. Now, I think had I been able to switch out, because there would have been 1 turn of trick room, and then I don't think it would have mattered. Well, no, yeah, it would, because it would have ended by the time I would have been able to put Zygarde back in, and I could have just 1,000 arrowed my way to victory. So, but that's unfortunate. So, we lost to a low roll, and I don't think it was a low roll. I think he said he was living like 100% of the time. I mean, that was pretty close, like that much. So, yeah, because you take 12% on rocks, and I was doing 89%. So, yeah, I got low rolled. That was a low roll. Right, I believe it's 12% if a neutral hit, and then it's 25% if you are weak, and then it's 50% if you are quad weak. Right, that's how it should work, and then it's 7% if you're resisted, something like that. So we did, in fact, get a low roll because the max roll was 89, and we missed out on the sliver. Had we had that, we would have been behind the sub. He would have gone Mawile, broke my sub, and then I would have just 1,000 arrows anyways, and then I could have just continually spammed 1,000 arrows until Zygarde died, and then came in and just Dark Pulsed everything else. So that was unfortunate. We did lose to a low roll. Yeah. That's awful. Alright, so that's our week 2, guys. Be sure to answer the question of the day, even though now you already know. What can you do? So we're starting off bad. -5, 0-2. So hopefully next week we can pick up a win. I'm still accepting applications for my front office for the WPA season and into the IBL Season 5, which will be starting eventually at some point. So stick around for that. I don't care if I already revealed that I'm a coach. You sure already know. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and quit rambling, and we'll let me know down in the comments what I could have done different. I think I played pretty good for the majority. Maybe not letting P2 get Sheer Horse and do as much damage to my Tapu Fini, but I think we did good. So, as always, bros, keep gaming. To you. Remember, please remember, who I used to be.